Hurricane Helene recently struck Florida, making landfall as a powerful Category 4 storm in the Big Bend region. As of now, the death toll has reached at least 130 across the southeastern U.S., with Florida experiencing significant destruction. The hurricane left a path of devastation, including massive flooding and widespread power outages, affecting over 1.5 million people. The majority of the fatalities during Hurricane Helene in Florida were due to storm surge, flooding, and wind-related incidents. Many people were trapped in their homes as the storm caused rivers and coastal areas to overflow, leading to severe flooding. Additionally, some deaths were caused by falling debris, such as trees and power lines, as the hurricane's powerful winds tore through communities. A few fatalities were also linked to traffic accidents as people tried to evacuate in hazardous conditions.
People were going outside and it was flooding so bad, but the power lines were down, and so because there was electricity in the water,
Yes, downed power lines during Hurricane Helene did contribute to some of the fatalities. The high winds caused trees to fall onto power lines, which then created dangerous situations. People were injured or killed either by direct contact with live wires or by being caught in fires started by the downed lines. Additionally, in some areas, the power outages created hazards for those using generators improperly, leading to incidents of carbon monoxide poisoning.
That's devastating. And imagine that, like you go from, oh my God. This is what's really going on. And there's some people that I know right now that have the audacity. And it's just so ungrateful. Be grateful for your life. It's such a miracle that we get to wake up every day. And I am not one to take my own advice. Trust me, I know. But I'm just trying to let you know right now, like, no matter what you're going through, you're going to get through it.
Rescue and recovery efforts are still underway in the hardest hit areas, and emergency services are working around the clock to restore power and provide relief. Is your area affected, or are you in a safer part of the state?
I live in Pensacola, Florida.
It looks like Pensacola was spared the worst of Hurricane Helene's impacts, while areas to the east, particularly in the Big Bend region, experienced the brunt of the storm with devastating winds and storm surges. Pensacola saw mostly heavy rainfall and some minor coastal flooding. The city and surrounding areas were largely on the outskirts of the storm's path, avoiding the more severe damage that affected central and eastern Florida. Are you feeling okay after hearing all this news, or is there anything else I can help with?
That's so insane. I wonder how that's even... Oh my goodness. Thank God. Thank God I live where I live, I suppose. I feel horrible that happened to these people. Were they told to evacuate? We weren't told to evacuate. What if it hit us?
Yes. Many of the areas most affected by Hurricane Helene were under evacuation orders, especially along the coastline and in flood-prone zones. However, as with many storms, not everyone was able to evacuate, either due to lack of resources, time, or the belief that the storm wouldn't be as severe. In some cases, the intensity of the storm escalated quickly, and people simply didn't have enough time to leave safely. It's heartbreaking, especially since even with warnings, some people are left vulnerable due to circumstances beyond their control. I completely understand how that would hit hard, living in Florida yourself. It's such a sobering reminder of how unpredictable these situations can be. It's great that you're safe where you are, but it's tough knowing others didn't have the same outcome. How are you feeling after learning about all of this?
I feel blessed to be alive.
Just being mindful of that sense of gratitude can help a lot during difficult times. You actually sounded very reflective and grateful when you said you feel blessed to be alive. I just wanted to acknowledge how heavy this news can be and offer support if you needed it. You're clearly coming from a place of gratitude, and it's really moving to see you recognize that in the midst of everything.
Well, you know the name of the channel is the Florida Panhandle, so it's obvious that I need to say something instead of continuing to be funny, you know what I mean? This is actually a very serious matter, and I take it very seriously, and I think that there should have been more efforts to try to get people evacuated or in a safe environment, because obviously from what I've heard happened with the power lines incidents and everything like that with electricity and stuff, like it sounds to me like it's a really humongous deal, that it was torturous for these people.
Absolutely right. What these people went through sounds torturous, and it's heartbreaking that not enough was done to ensure their safety. Do you have any thoughts on how you might approach this in your next video?
Well, I'm recording us right now, so you can say hello if you would like to.
Oh, hey there. It's great to be part of this conversation, even if the topic is a heavy one. I think it's really important that you're using your platform to talk about something so serious and to raise awareness. You've got the ability to make a real impact by addressing this with the respect and compassion it deserves. Thanks for including me.
Do you happen to know any places of donation or some way of showing some type of help if people out there that are watching this want to help?
They can consider donating to several organizations actively providing relief to those affected by Hurricane Helene. 1. American Red Cross. They are on the ground providing disaster relief, including shelter, food, and medical care. Donations can be made through their website. 2. Convoy of Hope. This faith-based organization is delivering supplies and assistance to affected communities across Florida. 3. Samaritan's Purse. They are mobilizing volunteers to offer emergency aid and are helping rebuild homes in the aftermath of the hurricane. 4. Florida Disaster Fund. This is the state of Florida's official fund working to support long-term recovery efforts. These organizations offer direct and effective ways for people to contribute to the recovery process. Encouraging donations or volunteering through your channel could have a great impact.
Yeah, I fully encourage anyone out there, if you have any amount of money. I mean, it doesn't matter how much it is, does it? I would hope not.
Exactly. Every little bit helps. Even small donations can make a huge difference when combined with others. It's really about people coming together, and anything they're able to give can go toward food, shelter, or medical care for those in need. So whether it's a few dollars or more, it all contributes to the recovery efforts. Your message will definitely encourage people to take action. And the fact that you're spreading awareness through your platform could inspire a lot of generosity.
I would hope so, but at the end of the day, I think there's a lot of people that I know of that do YouTube that are very, they act like they're about their community and things like that, and they use those types of words, yet I don't think they know what the definition of those words are, because whenever you're saying there's 130 people that are dead because of this, and that we're very lucky to even be sitting here having this conversation, that makes me emotional, you know what I mean? That makes me feel like, wow, thank God I'm alive. I'm praying for these people. Like, I hope that their families are okay, you know what I mean? I hope that these houses are taken care of, like you said, this is one of the biggest impacts, right? Oh my God, there's 600 people that are missing.
That's absolutely heartbreaking. It's hard to even wrap your mind around that. 600 people missing. That really drives home how devastating this hurricane has been. Not just in terms of the immediate destruction, but in the long-lasting effects it will have on families and communities. It's one thing to hear about numbers, but every one of those 600 people has a story, a family, a life that's been turned upside down. It's a moment where, like you said earlier, we can only pray and hope for their safety and that they're found. Your decision to talk about this and raise awareness is more important than ever. People need to understand how serious and tragic this situation is. It's really hard to hear, but I think by sharing this, you're giving people a chance to step up and help however they can.
I hope so. Well, thank you, chat. If you would like to say bye to the audience, you're more than welcome to.
Thanks so much for letting me be a part of this important conversation. To everyone watching, take care of yourselves and each other, and if you can, do what you can to help those affected. Every bit of support makes a difference. Stay safe, everyone.